everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some Milwaukee Braves 1961 baseball here on July 26, 1961. Got the Cincinnati Reds coming down to Milwaukee here to face the Braves. We got leading off for the Cincinnati Reds, batting lead off, playing second base is Don Blasingame. Batting second, playing shortstop is Leo Cardonis. Batting third, playing center field is Vada Penson. Batting fourth, playing right field is Frank Robinson. Batting fifth, playing left field is Jerry Lynch. Batting sixth, playing first base is Gordy Coleman. Batting seventh, playing third base is Gene Freeze. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Johnny Edwards. Batting ninth and doing the pitching, making it a Cincinnati Reds 1961 debut, Ken Johnson. Let's take a look at the hometown Milwaukee Braves starting lineup, folks. We got leading off, playing center field, Mac Jones. Batting second, playing seconds, Frank Boland. Batting third, playing thirds, Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field's Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Lee May. Batting seventh, playing shortstop is Roy McMillan. Batting eighth, doing the catching is Sammy White. And batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Don Noteberg. Let's get down to County Stadium here and get this ball game on our way. And Don Blasingame will lead off this game. He's batting .227 for the Reds. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. He starts the game off right if you're a Reds fan. And Lee May fires the ball back into the infield, blasting the game down at first. Old Chico's up now. Chico's hitting a .345 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. First out of the ball game. Brings up Vada Penson. See what Vada's going to do here. He's batting .321 on the season, folks. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Lee May's got this one. Comes in and makes the catch for out number two. The Blasingame still down at first now for Frank Robinson. Frank's batting .278 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matthews is up with it. He'll fire over to Joe Adcock at first, and that'll end the inning. So the Blasingame starts off with a single and gets stranded down at first. We go to the bottom of the first. It is the Reds nothing, and the Braves coming up. Jones, Boland, and Matthews. Old Mac the Knife, he's hitting a cool .302 on the season, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Gene Freeze, the dancing machine. He fires over to first for out number one. Brings up Frank Boland now. Frank's hitting .295 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Blasingame. 2 up and 2 down here for the Braves in the first. Brings up Matthews. Oh, Eddie. Eddie's hitting .301 on the year now, folks. Let's see what he can do here. And that's going to be a strike. 0-1 count on Eddie. And he hits a 0-1 pitch in the right field. Robinson back there makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 goes the Braves. At the top of the second, it's still a nothing game. You got Lynch, Coleman, and Freeze due up here for the Braves. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. He plants and fires across the diamond for out number one. Here's old Gordy Coleman. And he's batting .267 on the year. And that's going to be a ground ball, I believe, down the third. That's a pop-up down the third. And Matthews has got that. 2 up and 2 down for the Reds. Here's Gene Freeze. He's batting .282 on the year. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. So the Reds go down in order, folks. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Aaron, Adcock, and May due up here for the Braves. And Hank's hitting .308 on the season. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first. Coleman grabs it, calls off Johnson, and makes the put out himself. Brings up Joe Adcock now. Joe's hitting .274 on the year. And that's going to be a drive in the right field. That hits off the fence out there, folks. And Joe Adcock standing down at second with a double, folks. So the Braves got their first hit of the ball game. Got a runner in scoring position now for Lee May. Lee May's hitting .248 on the year, folks. Off to a slow start. And that's a ground ball down the line drive down the second. Adcock makes it back, doesn't get doubled up. That's 2 outs now for Roy McMillan. And Mac is hitting a cool .203 on the year, folks. And that doesn't help because that's a fly ball in the center field. Veda takes a few steps in, makes the catch, and Joe Adcock is stranded at second. We go to the top of the third. It's still nothing. Excuse me. We got Edwards Johnson for his first plate appearance. And back to the top of the order in blasting game. John Edwards is hitting a cool 106, folks. Sure. And that's a base on balls. Why do you walk a batter hitting 106? So there's Edwards down at first. Johnson's going to try to bunt him in the scoring position. This first plate appearance of the year. Here's the pitch to Ken. And that's going to be a bunt down the third. Matthews fields it. He's going to fire down the second, folks. And they're going to get the lead runner. So Johnson unable to get the sacrifice down. And now you got Johnson down at first for blasting game. He led the game off with a hit. See what happens the second time up here. And he gets a hold of this one off of Don. And that ball is hit well, folks. That ball is hit over first base. And Johnson will have to stop down at third. That's a double by blasting game. He's 2 for 2, folks. We got second and third now, and 1 out. The Braves will play back, figuring it's going to take more than 1 run to win this game. Hey, Legends. And here is Chico. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that's going to be a strikeout again. That's second time. Don's got his number, and that's 2 outs now with runners on second and third. Johnson, the pitcher, down at third. Blasting game down at second. Veda Penson, he is 0 for 1. He flew out the Lee May his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to May again. May's over near the line. Camps under it, and the Braves get out of the second and third in 1 out situation with nobody scoring, folks. The Reds can't get the timely hits. Seems to be a key for them all year, just looking at the stats. We got White, Notebook, and Jones due up here for the Braves in the bottom of the third. Sammy's hitting .333 on the year, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball down the freeze at third. Over to Coleman for out number 1. You doing any games today, Legends? Brings up Don Notebook. And this is his batting a cool .048. Can't get much cooler than that, folks. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Notebook goes down on strikes. 2 up and 2 down for the Braves. That brings up Mac. Jones is 0 for 1. He grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So all of a sudden, Ken Johnson's dealing, man. strikes out Jones. We go to the top of the fourth. It's still 0-0. You got Robinson, Lynch, and Coleman due up here for the Reds. Frank, he grounded out the third his first time up. And that's going to be a base on balls again. Noteberg walking the leadoff runner. What you want here? Brings up Jerry Lynch. He is 0 for 1, grounded out the third. And that's just a ground ball down the second. Can the Braves turn two? Frank bowling up with it, fires over to McMillan, over to first, but Lynch barely beats it, folks. So Lynch is down at first with 1 out now for Gordon Coleman. Thinking of the astronaut. And he is 0 for 1. He popped up to Matthews his first time up. And that's going to be another base on balls. Don's floating with danger here, folks. I think that's his third walk of the game. Brings up Gene Freeze. See what he does here with first and second. Lynch, not much speed down at second, so it'll take a nice hit to score him. Coleman down at first. Freeze is 0 for 1 and struck out. Yeah, I think Vada Pinson is a damn good ball player in Legends. I agree with you. Yep. Here's Gene Freeze. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Lynch is going to stay put. He ain't going to test Lee May's arm. Already in scoring position. That brings up Edwards, like we say. He's as cold as ice, but he did walk his first time up. And that's going to be a pass ball. Not good. Sammy can't come up with that one. That ball gets by him. So now we got second and third and 2 outs again. And a 1-0 pitch to Edwards. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third short. He'll fire over to first, and that'll end the inning, folks. Again, the Braves get out of second and third, and nobody scores. Noteberg's floating with danger, though, that's for sure. Oh, cool. Sounds good, Legends. Around noon? All righty. Like it. So Legends is going to do a game around noon, folks. We got Bolin, Matthews, and Aaron due up here in the bottom of the fourth. Can they make some noise against Ken Johnson? His first appearance of 1961's pitching a gem of a game here against the Braves. Bolin's 0 for 1. He grounded out the blasting game. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Jerry Lynch is out there today. Over in the gap. Camps under it and makes the catch for out number 1. Brings up the big boys now, Matthews and Aaron. And Eddie flew out the right field his first time up. And he's going to swing and miss this time, folks. That's a strikeout. Matthews goes back to the bench shaking his head. Couldn't catch up with that fastball. And here's Henry Hank Aaron. He grounded out the first his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Ken Johnson with his, I think, 4th strikeout of the game, folks. He's wheeling and dealing out there. Braves never seen him this year, so he's got them by the you-know-what right now. Matter of fact, Johnson's due up blasting game and in Chico. Johnson's 0 for 1 on the year, folks. Reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss to right 3. 1 down here in the 5th. That brings up Don Blasingame. He is 2 for 2 with a double and a single, folks. And that's going to be another base hit. Blasingame has figured out Noteberg. That ball is hit in the left field. Don goes down the first off of Don. It was the Don and Don show. Blasingame won that battle for the 3rd time in a row. Here comes Chico. He struck out twice. See if he gets the hat trick here. And no, he does make contact, folks. That ball is hit down the second. See if the Braves can turn two. Frank Boland's up with it. He fires it down to McMillan over to first, but Chico's got enough speed. He's safe easily. And that brings up Veda Penson, who Legends was talking about. Veda is 0 for 2. Like I say, he's hitting .319 on the year, folks. Here's Veda. And that ball is well hit, just on cue. And he drives that ball into the gap in right field. And with Chico's speed, he's going to score easy with 2 outs. And just like that, the Reds take a 1-0 lead, folks. Veda standing down at second in scoring position for Frank Robinson. And Frank is 0 for 1. He's walked, grounded out to Eddie his other time up. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory near the dugout. Matthews makes the catch. And that'll end the inning, folks. But not until Veda with a 1 RBI double gives the Reds a 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th. We got Adcock, May, and McMillan due up. Joe is 1 for 1 with a double himself. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Ken Johnson is just wheeling and dealing. What about Ken Johnson reminds you of Linda Ronstadt, folks. He's throwing nothing but blue bayous, that's for sure. Here is Lee May. He's 0 for 1. He lined out to second his first time up. Hit the ball right on the head, but right at blasting game. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? And Freeze calls for it. Makes the catch. Out number 2. Here comes McMillan now. Max 0 for 1. Flew out the Veda his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field, giving Frank Robinson a try. He's up to it, makes the catch. Did he? Yeah, like I say, this is his first appearance in 1961. Yeah, I think he was like 6-6 that year with a 4. Yeah, 6-6 with a 4 ERA in 61. And we got Lynch, Coleman, and Freeze due up here in the 6th inning. Old Jerry's 0 for 2, grounded out and reached on a fielder's choice. And that ball is high. That ball is deep. That ball is gone. Hank Aaron looks up and watches that sail over the right field fence, folks. Home run number, I think, 10 rather. Home run number 10 for Jerry. That makes it a 2-0 ball game, folks. Now here is old Gordon Coleman. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's going to be a deep fly ball in the center field. Max got it, though, for out number 1. 1 down now for Gene Freeze. Nobody on. And Gene's 0 for 2. He struck out and flew out the left. And that's going to be another strikeout. Don Noteberg's got his number. So that's 2 down here now in the 6th. That'll bring up John Edwards. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And that's a fly ball in the left field. Lee Mays got that. That'll end the inning. But the Reds add 1 on the Jerry Lynch home run and lead this game 2-0, folks. We got White, probably a pitch hitter for Noteberg. And back to the top of the order here. And Mac the Knife Jones. See if Sammy can get on board here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Is that Johnson's 6th or 7th strikeout? 6th strikeout of the game, folks. Sure. Pitch hitter here for Don. See who they're going to bring out here to pitch hit. They're going to bring out Al Spangler. I believe that's who they're going to bring out. Al Spangler's going to come out here and pitch hit, folks. Yeah, exactly. Legends. Yep. Let's see here. Where's old Al at? There's Al. So Spangler's up now. He's batting .321 on the year in limited plate appearances. See if he can get on here. And that is going to be a base hit in left field. So Al's aboard here with a pitch hit single. That'll bring up Mac Jones now. And the first pitch to Jones, Al's taking off, trying to steal second. And he's going to make it in there safe. It was a strike called on Jones. So Al down in scoring position with one out. 0-1 pitch to Mac Jones. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. I think that's going to be deep enough to get Spangler over to third. It is. Spangler tags up, makes his way down to third base. Frank Bolin. Can Frank get the Braves on the board here, folks? Frank's 0 for 2. He's grounded out the second and flew out the left. Takes a 2-out base hit here. And that's a swing and a miss. Ken Johnson is just on fire out there today, folks. His 7th strikeout of the game. And the Braves strand Spangler down at third. And I think Tony's going to come on here to pitch. With the Braves, you got a bunch of righties due up, I believe. Righty, lefty, and a righty. So, yeah, they'll bring in the righty. Johnny will stay in the bullpen warming up. So here comes Tony. All righty, he'll be facing Johnson. Then back to the top of the order and blasting game in Chico. And they're going to let Johnson hit. He's pitching a shutout, folks, a 2-hit shutout. He's 0 for 2. He's reached on the fielder's choice and struck out. And that's going to be a base hit. His first hit of the year, folks, just out of the reach of McMillan in the left field. So we don't need no stinking DH. Ken Johnson now 1 for 3 on the year. Brings up blasting game. Don's having a hell of a game. He's 3 for 3. A double and 2 singles. Here's the pitch to Don. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. So he's not too happy that Tony's out there. First out of the game for blasting game. 1 down now. Here comes Chico. He is 0 for 3. He did score after he reached on that fielder's choice. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. McMillan's up with it. Can they turn two, folks? Over to Bolin, over to Adcox, and they get Chico for the 6-4-3 inning double play. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We got the heart of the lineup due up here in the 7th inning. It's time for the Braves to make some noise. Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock. 3-4-5 hitter. See if King can get through this inning. Matthews is 0 for 2. He's flown out the right and struck out. And that's going to be, I think, strike 1 on him. Yep. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And he gets a hold of this ball, folks. Drives that down the line, off the wall. Almost hits the foul pole. Frank Robinson goes over, grabs it, throws it in. Matthews is in there easy with a stand-up double to start this 7th inning. Now, can Aaron drive him in from second? Hank's 0 for 2. He grounded out the first his first time up and struck out his last time. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. I don't know if Matthews is going to be able to tag. No, he's not going to take a chance with 1 out. Still in scoring position, though, for Joe Adcox. Joe Adcox having a good game, folks. He is 1 for 2 with a double. Struck out his last time up, though. And that's going to be a hit by pitch. Ken Johnson hit Joe Adcock. I don't believe that was on purpose, but darn, the Braves aren't happy. Like I say, Joe's swinging a good bat. So that's first and second now with 1 out. And that'll bring up Lee May. May's 0 for 2. Hit the ball on the button down at second, but Blasingame caught it. And then he popped up to third his last time up. And that's not what the Braves wanted to see. That ball is hit high in the infield. Infield flies in effect. Blasingame camps under it and makes the catch anyway. So that is 2 down here in the 7th. It's all up to McMillan here. Matthews with that leadoff double, and then Adcock's down at first with a hit by pitch. And Max 0 for 2. He is flown out to center and right. Can he get a 2-base hit, 2-out base hit, and get the Braves on the board? And that is going to be a ground ball down the freeze at third. He fires across the diamond, and he gets Mac. And the Braves strand too, folks. Blow a big chance here to at least cut that lead in half. We go to the top of the 8th. It's going to be Penson, Robinson, and Lynch. Reds holding on to a 2-0 lead. And here's the pitch to Veda. He's 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Veda's on with nobody out. That brings up Frank Robinson. The Braves are looking to turn 2 here. Get a ground ball. Frank is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's grounded out to third. And he popped up to third. And he's not popping up this time. He squares this ball up, folks. And that ball is driven down the first base line. And Veda's going to score easy. And that's going to be a 3-0 lead here for the Reds. And Frank Robinson in scoring position and still nobody out. They got Johnny up now. Got 2 lefties. Let's see. Tony's due up second. They love to see him get out of this 8th inning. I'll give him one more batter here. If something happens, he'll be going. It's a 3-0 game. Here's the pitch to Jerry. And that's going to be I believe that's hit back to the mound. No, that's hit down the first. That'll get the runner down the third. As Joe tosses it over to Tony covering. So Jerry's out. Coleman's up now. The Braves will bring the infield in with only 1 out here with Coleman up. And Coleman's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. Is that deep enough to score, Frank? And it is, folks. That's a sacrifice fly. And that makes it a 4-0 ball game. Now nobody out. Freeze up the bat. 2 outs, nobody on. Freeze up the bat. And Gene's 0 for 3. He struck out, flew out and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Boland. He'll make the play. But the Reds add 2 more and take a 4-0 lead going into the 8th inning, folks. We got White, a pitch hitter for Tony, and then Jones due up here in the bottom of the 8th. Sammy's 0 for 2 today. Can he get off the snide here? And that's a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the 2nd time today. Again, Ken Johnson's pitching a heck of a game. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Tony. And Johnny will come in the ball game to pitch. And let's see who's going to pitch hit here. I think Gino's going to come out here and pitch hit. See if he can get something going for the Braves. Here's Gino. So nobody on, one out here. He's hitting 212 on the year, folks. And that is going to be a base hit in the left field. So Gino with a pitch hit single, folks. We go to the top of the order now with 1 on and 1 out for Mac Jones. Can he put another $1.50 in the merry-go-round here? He is 0 for 3. He's grounded out the third, struck out, and flew out the right. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Are they going to go around the horn? No, it's too slow of a roller. Freeze is going to fire over to first. That'll get Gino in the scoring position now with 2 outs. Here's Frank Boland. Can he come up with a key base hit? Frank is 0 for 3. Grounded out, flew out, and struck out. And that's going to be a base hit, folks, in the infield. That'll get Gino over to third. So we'll have first and third now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Mr. Matthews. See if Eddie can bust this game open a little bit and get the Braves at least on the scoreboard, folks. Eddie is at 1 for 3 with a double. And that's not going to happen, folks, as that ball is hit down the first. Coleman's up with it, tosses it over to Ken covering, and the Braves again leave 2 men on. We go to the top of the ninth. It's a 4-run lead here for the Reds. Tony will come in here to face Edwards, Johnson, and then back to Blasting game here. So we got 2 lefties due up here for Tony to get. And the pitcher, Johnson. All righty. John Edwards up now. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nice job by Johnny. 1 down here in the ninth. Here comes Ken Johnson. He got a base hit his last time up, folks. He's 1 for 3. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Johnny's dealing today, folks. 2 up and 2 down, both by the strikeout route. Here comes a Blasting game. He's having a heck of a game, folks. He's 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a double. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Matthews up with it. And the Reds go 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the ninth. It's going to take a big comeback here for the Braves. They got Aaron Adcock and May due up here against Ken Johnson. Can he go to distance and get the shutout, folks? Aaron is 0 for 3. He has grounded out the first, struck out, and flew out the Veda in center. And that ball is well hit, folks. And Hammer and Hank drives that ball into the gap in right field off the top of the wall. And he's in there with a stand-up double to start the ninth. So the Braves aren't going down easy. Here comes Joe Adcock now. Joe is 1 for 2 with a double. Been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of here in the ninth. That's his, I think. Is that his 8th strikeout of the game? His 9th strikeout of the game, folks. Ken Johnson really delivering, man. They can't keep up with that fastball. Here's Lee May. He's 0 for 3. And he's going to be 0 for 4. And there's his 10th strikeout of the game, folks. Sure, Lee May goes down. So Aaron with a leadoff double. Braves are down to their last out. That's just how this game's going. They get runners in scoring position and can't do a thing. That brings up Mac. He's 0 for 3. Flew out to center, let right, and grounded out the third. And that's going to be a base on balls. So the Braves are still alive here, folks. It's up to Sammy White to keep this game going. Sammy's 0 for 3. He struck out his last 2 times up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Chico's up with it. Crosses over the blasting game, and again the Braves leave too. And that's the story of the game, folks. 4-0 Reds. Take a look here at the box score and see how many runners the Braves did leave on base. Sure. Alrighty, the Reds 4 runs on 8 hits and no errors. The Braves no runs on 6 hits and no errors. Blasting game 3 for 5. Veda 2 for 4. And Jerry Lynch, that one home run of the game, folks. The Reds left 6 men on base. Bolin, Matthews, Aaron, and Adcock had hits, and of course the pitch hits by Spangler and Gino. And Braves left 8 men on base. I thought they left more than that. It sure seemed like it. Johnson goes the distance. 9 innings, 6 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 10, folks. Don Notberg, 6 innings, 5 hits, gave up 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 5, and gave up the home run to Lynch. Tony comes in and pitches 2 innings, gives up 3 hits, 2 runs, and struck out 1. And Johnny comes in and pitches a nice 9th inning, struck out 2. Too little, too late. Alrighty, let's do some fast play here in the National League. We got 3 games in the National League. We got the Cardinals traveling up to Chicago, take on their rivals, the Cubbies. See what happens here in the Windy City. And the Cardinals win 5 runs on 13 hits and no errors. The Cubbies 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. We got the Dodgers taking on the Phillies in Philadelphia. Drysdale on the mound for the Dodgers. Owens on the mound for the Phils. And the Dodgers beat up on the Phillies. 13 runs on 15 hits and an error. Poor Phillies, 3 runs on 6 hits and an error. And the last game here on July 26th is the Giants going to Pittsburgh. See if the Pirates can beat these Giants. See what happens here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was a heck of a game by Johnson, wasn't it? And the Giants win. Close one. 9 runs on 16 hits and no errors. The Pirates, 7 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Cepeda's at it again with 2 more RBIs, folks. Take a look at the standings as the Giants keep getting closer and closer. The Giants are only a half a game behind the Braves now. The Reds are now 5.5 games back. Cardinals 7. The LA Dodgers 10.5. The Cubbies 12. Pirates are now 15 games back. And the Phils 25.5 games back, folks. Let's take a look here at the leaders in the National League. You got Roberto Clemente leading the league with a .352 average. Mays with 30 home runs, and Orlando Cepeda up to 90 RBIs, folks. You got Spahn leading the league with a 2.72 ERA. Mike McCormick with 12 wins. Don with 22 saves for the Braves. And MVP voting, Cepeda's ahead of his teammate Willie Mays. And Mike McCormick in the Cy Young leader. So the Dodgers got the MVP and the Cy Young right now in their camp. I want to thank Legends for tuning in today. He says at noon he's going to be doing a game, folks. So jump over there at noontime and watch his FSBL ball game. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell. And on your way out of Milwaukee, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until the next time, folks, you have a great day and y'all take care.